Hello, everybody. This is Dan from Foster Bunny. This YouTube channel is mostly for my band's music. There's not really a lot of music stuff on there yet. We're a new band, so eventually we'll have a lot of cool stuff on there. But yeah, for now, my other hobby when I'm not making music is playing video games. And I've got a great one that I'm going to play tonight today. This is Mortal Sin. It is a first-person. It's not a shooter. It's more like a melee game. Some classes do shoot, but it is more like a brutal first-person melee game. It's a rogue lite, which is one of my absolute favorite genres of video games. Um, and yeah, it's developed by one person, Nicola, and it's just a fantastic game. It's been in early access for a couple of years, and I've been checking in on the updates, and there have been quite a few, um, and all just great updates and continuous. Like this developer just knows what they're doing, and just recently I've been playing it a lot in early access. I think I probably in the last month got about 50 hours in. And then now we finally had the 1.0 drop, and I'm very excited to start playing it with you. I just deleted my save file from early access, and that's actually really exciting to do because I can't wait to start over this game. I think I found out about it when I was back in playing Barony a while back. I don't know if you've heard of that or played that, but it's a really fun rogue um, like dungeon crawler. Hard as hell, but it's a lot of fun once you get into it. But once I started getting tired of that game, I was looking for a new rogue dungeon crawler, and I landed on Mortal Sin. I don't know how, but I did. It's nothing, anything like Barony. It's a pretty hardcore action, but anyway, enough talking. Let's get into it. Start game. So choose your destiny. These are like the difficulty levels. The Path of Grace was added recently, and that was probably one of my favorite updates that was done because it's basically the easy mode. This is a very difficult game, especially at first when you're trying to figure it out. So with the original difficulty, I really was having trouble. I'd be lucky if I made it to the last area. And Path of Grace just it makes it much more manageable. I'm not sure what all. I think the enemies are a little slower, maybe less of probably do less damage and you do more. But it is a great mode for when you start out just to learn the game because there are quite a few things to learn. The combat is one thing, but there's also like the abilities and curses and lots of stuff. Anyway, I've been doing Path of Grace. I did, to be honest, played a run earlier on 1.0 on Path of Grace, and I just flew through it without any issue. So I'm gonna go ahead and do Path of Absolution, the normal difficulty. If I in the future, if I'm not making any progress, I might go back down to Path of Grace, but we'll see how Path of Absolution goes. Normally you choose your starting class, but since this is the first run, there's only one available. I think it's the berserker. Alright, so there's some story stuff that goes on. I'm just gonna skip this. You should buy the game yourself and go through the story. I'm not gonna spoil any of that on my playthroughs. So this is the main hub. This is where you access the different levels in the game. There are 4 main levels and then a few like smaller challenge levels in the final area. Hopefully we'll go through all of that in this series. Okay, so the purple out here is the tutorial to kind of tell you yeah, different controls and stuff you need to know. Visual settings. I think that's here because one of the selling points of this game, I guess, when it first came out, was it had a very distinct visual styles, and some people probably found it pretty jarring, but I thought it was pretty cool. But this is a update that came out a while back. I can't remember how long ago, but this is like the realistic setting. So I know it doesn't look that realistic, but the color palette and stuff is more in line with like real world and what the original is. And you can change your settings. Maybe I'll do that in future runs. So there's all sorts of color schemes you can do to have fun with it. And yeah, it just makes the game look totally different. Gameplay's same though. Attack, hold, keep holding for a power strike or whirlwind. Attack near enemies to auto combo. You can disable auto combo in the settings. I'm pretty sure that auto combo is automatically off by default with the 1.0. Yeah, so you see right here, auto combo is off. So if you wanted that on, you would turn it on. yourself, because it's not on by default anymore. But that basically will continue a combo even if you put the wrong input in. I have it off just because I like having the more control. And oh yeah, so anyway, this is like a normal attack. You got a few levels of charge. The first charge of heavy attack is that one charge, and then you can see the ring down at the bottom going to 3 levels. So this is the max attack, which is a whirlwind attack spinning around. Okay, block, right mouse button. I don't know what the controls are. I should know because I was playing it with controller a lot. This game runs great on Steam Deck, so if you're a Steam Deck player, this is definitely one you should add to your library. Block, and yeah, you can. This game is really heavy on parrying, so if you're not into parrying, you might want to consider that. But it's really fun in this game. I don't know if you actually really. I think you could probably get through most levels without actually parrying, but I do it a lot. It's a pretty big part of the game, but as you see, it's not like as demanding as some other parry games. It'll show you when to parry, and the enemies forecast their attacks pretty well. So once you get used to all that, it's not too bad to parry. Bash, dash forward and strike quickly. Hold to start running. So bash forward, bash, and then holding it down, run. You can bash in any direction to get out of danger, but usually it's used as an attack. Did I go over kick? Oh yeah, kick. You can kick, stun enemy, and knock them back. There's traps that'll kill you, but also enemies too. Sometimes you can kick them into traps. It's very satisfying. And then ability. Each class has a powerful, unique ability. Use your class ability to combo for maximum effectiveness. So if we go into hit tab to open the equipment and stats screen, we can see what our starting skills are. So the special move is charge, dash, and gain brief invincibility on your next attack. Sorry, I can't talk today. Every class has its own special skill, and it's really cool. They got their own starting stats and everything as well, obviously, and it really affects how you play with each character, which is really cool to me. So what we have starting out is charge, and then berserker rage, which you gain invincibility during a power strike whirlwind. So what I showed you before, when I was spinning around, I'll be invincible during that time, and it makes it last a little bit longer. So that, I think this is a starting class because that's a really powerful attack, especially when you're in a big horde or against some bosses, and I will demonstrate that. But this class also starts with a curse. So we have brand of sacrifice. So curses give you like it makes it harder, but also gives you a little bit of a buff. So this one, enemies can detect you from farther away and are more aggressive. That's not a bad curse at all. But at the same time, we get 1+ item levels and then 9% power strike damage. So it's not that bad. And there are ways to get rid of curses, but maintain the benefits, and hopefully we'll show that at some level. So item level right now is 1. So our bonus level is 1. So we might be able to get level 2 items. But yeah, they're all going to be pretty low starting out. Sin level, this is sort of like your level, I guess. Sin, each level of sin you get gives you a bonus to your stats. Not all your stats. We don't have any sin right now, so there's nothing there, but once we get some, I'll show you that. But yeah, we should just get going. So we can hit T to see the progress screen. This shows us what our options are. Going forward, there's all these are the different areas that you can go to: dungeon, cave, forest, vessel, and they kind of get harder as you go down. So dungeon, I think, is the easiest, caves next, and then forest. But with any of them, it gets harder as you choose your path. So so you can only choose one path, one area per section, I guess, A, B, and C. So we can do one path here, and then if we do the dungeon at first, then we have to do the cave next. That's part we're going to do anyway. These show you the different areas within the level, which we'll see, and as you complete them, it has these unlocks that make you more powerful, or unlocks different things that'll help you out, like this anvil right here, which would be nice to have, so we can make some equipment right now, but we don't have that. So our next run, we will. Hopefully, I better make it that far. But anyway, let's just get right into it. This is basic run. We're going into the dungeon. Ooh. So those eyes look at you no matter where you are. It's creepy. All right, so this is the first room. There's nothing in here, but once we open this room, this door, we're going to start getting attacked by these enemies. So I'm going to try to parry. You'll see an animation that shows they're about to attack, and that's when you want to parry. So right there, that red thing that popped up was an indicator that they're about to attack. And then when they're in that attack animation, you parry. You can parry, which stuns them, and then you can do a really strong counter attack. So we have that red line shows you. I hate these guys. These are like there's like traps and stuff, and yeah, they just hurt you. They hurt enemies too, but yeah, you gotta watch out for them. Anyway, this will either open the door or summon a swarm that I have to destroy or kill before the door will open. But yeah, this red line will show you where you need to go at all times. So if you get lost, just follow that line, but don't just follow it, because there are, like over here, is a treasure room. So if we hit this switch, this door is gonna open. Well, okay, so we have this wave we gotta just kill, and then that door will open. I usually like to start with parries. Oh, see, yeah, I just destroyed that swarm with 2 parries. But in the middle of the screen there, you see that like the yellow, blue, red, blue. That's a shuffle combo, and if you follow those inputs, so a bash and a normal attack and a kick and then a normal attack, it'll do the power move and also increase your combo meter, which I think increases how much gold essence you get, and I think it probably also increases your attack and stuff and invincibility. I'm not totally sure. I'm gonna have to look into that. Okay, so iron grip, you can hit left alt to see what it says, but basic iron grip just means that my equipment won't break down as quickly. So on the right, bottom right hand side of the screen, you see those are 2 swords that by the F and the Q, those are the 2 swords I picked up, and the 1 and 4, they're item level. So this is the one I started out with, and switching down to the one I just got that has iron grip. Next to it is that blue bar, and that's the item's mana, and as you use the item or get attacked, the blue will go down. That's the mana. Once it's depleted, then your item, I think, is less effective and also won't do any of the abilities that are associated with that item. Sometimes in certain situations, the item itself will also break and you lose it completely. But down, you see next to the V, that's a vial of wizard oil, which will improve your item health, and that includes your weapons and your armor, but we don't have any armor yet. And then the bottom left, same thing for health. We gain the health essence from killing enemies and picking it up. I could purchase this vial of wizard oil right here. Well, I can't actually, I don't have enough gold. And that would increase the vial number in the bottom right. But we'll pick up wizard oil along the way by killing enemies and just picking up on the floor. And then next to the health bar is R, that shows the special ability, the class ability is ready to use. So this is health essence and wizard oil or whatever essence. So that's one way to pick up. Each room gives you 2. Overpower, charging your attack increases combo meter and unleash shockwave. This one's really good for this class because as you charge up, it leaves you vulnerable, and if you get attacked, you'll lose your charge and flinch. But this releases shockwave, so it'll push and stun enemies, giving you a little bit more time. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab that. That's a good one for this class. There's always in these rooms with the abilities like a dead soldier that you can pick up their equipment from, usually their weapon from. I'm gonna swap out my starting gear with this. Gives me Quake, Power Strike, Unleash a Shockwave. So that's also a pretty good wave ability for this class. Alright, so we got this guy that's gonna slap us, and one behind him throws a fireball at you. Which can be annoying, but like that, they're actually really good for parrying if you can time it right and get positioned properly. Pick all these to get some essence. That give me a little bit of gold and some health essence. Watch out for this trap. Okay, so that just opened the door without a wave. There are already enemies in here. Okay, that's those things spit out fireballs that you can stand in front of them. Oh, it's already dead. Yeah, and these guys will slap you. I hate these guys. Alright, took care of that one. Plus the boxes for some essence. Alright, so I think this is probably going to trigger a wave. So I like to try to position myself so I have like open in front of me and back behind me so that nobody can spawn behind me and get surrounded. You always want to have all your enemies in front of you so you can position yourself for a good parry. evacuation. Okay, here's a treasure room. So we get defense plus 15, health plus 26, berserker's rage. Yeah, I'm gonna do this. I don't really care about iron grip because I usually have enough wizard oil through the runs. We'll see on this difficulty level if that's gonna be different, but yeah, I'm gonna do this. Also, that'll give us more immunity when we're doing the whirlwind attack. Yeah, with equipment, you don't want to just look at the numbers. Definitely look at the abilities, because I think those are more important overall when you're building your class for the run, your character. So this is a curse. So remember, we have one because of this class. So if I chose to take this curse, enemies may file projectile on death plus 3 item level drops, which is pretty good. But I hate this curse, so I'm gonna leave it alone. It just gets crazy when there's a lot of stuff going on in some of the bigger boardrooms or during boss battles. Alright, so I got 6 enemies to kill before the door all open up. Okay. Yeah, I usually just wait for them to come up and attack, and I can parry them if there's just one. But when there's a lot, it's get creative. Okay, so that around me that just came, that's a scare. If you stand in that area for too long, it'll pop out and grab you. It does a lot of damage to your health and all of your equipment. And they're just second randomly out here. Sometimes they drop gold essence. Yeah, they can be a pain in the ass. Oh fucking. Yeah, I don't need to kill that guy, I just did it out of spite. Okay, so you see now on my bottom left and right hand, both of my vials are full. So that means anything I pick up beyond that will just be wasted. So since I'm not maxed out on everything, I'm just gonna use one of each because I'm gonna gain more here when I go up these stairs. I don't want to waste it. Alright, where are they gonna go? Headhunter, overpower. Ooh, okay. I'm gonna do volatility. I don't know if it's great for this class. I just like it. Enemies might explode. Yeah, I don't know. It's just fun. Okay. Oh, these guys got a sword. They're good to parry. They're a little fast. And they have a little bit more range. Alright, let's get back here. So nobody can surround us. I haven't even used my special ability yet. I should do that to show it to you. Alright, delimbed enemies may spawn a clone. I also hate this one, even though the benefits are good. Because yeah, that one gets out of hand too. Yeah, that was the ability. It was in the middle of a combo. It didn't do like, yeah, sometimes it just does a charge where it does a thrust. So that guy was stunned for some reason. Alright. Alright, so this is gonna be, is this the boss already? Talking, not paying attention. Parry. Those are max, I'm just gonna use. Okay. Yeah, there's the boss right there. Just did that ability. It's more safe. Alright, when he does that, you I think you need to stun it while I was working on that. Yeah, it does a big area of effect attack. Alright, so that's that shock I was thinking about. Was going out around me and stunning him a little bit, and then the power strike itself was what did him in. So that's the first area, so not too bad. Okay, so on the next run we have to do the caves first, and then that'll unlock something for us. So we can actually see what we've gotten so far. So we've made it through here. You only have to do this once. These are unlocked forever. It's a roguelite. So vitality overwhelming. Consuming health potions will make you invulnerable temporarily. That's nice. Extra health potion. That's very nice. Crafting anvil is now available. So that means in the starting area we can now equip some armor and weapons that are a little bit better than what we would normally have. But I usually don't really use it except for at the very start of a run. Regenerator's pretty good, but yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and grab it just because of that extra damage. Heavy strike. Berserker rage. Yeah, I try to keep. I don't like to have the same ability on both weapons, so I have one with Berserker rage and then this other one with regeneration now. Regeneration will improve my or restore health after I take damage. Alright, so we're back in the starting hub. First area complete. There's not really much we can do since it's the first run. We could talk to Helena right there, but I'll let you do that on your own. The crafting anvil actually is available now, so maybe we'll just craft something. I still need some boots, but of course they didn't give me boots. It's just random what you get, so let's see if there's anything that's worth taking. Well, no, of course not. Attack. Yeah. Alright, so now let me see, we completed the dungeon, so that's all. The gate's down, can't go back there. So next up is the caves. And that's the only one available to us right now. The rest of it. Okay, so the caves, they're not too bad either, but some enemies do release like a toxic pool on death, so that's why I think this one's a little bit harder than the first area. But other than that, it's basically the same. I think the traps are pretty much the same. Enemies are different, but yeah, some enemies can spawn other enemies. It's not that big of a deal. And we'll probably see some elite, or we might see some elite enemies. This is the second area. And elite enemies are just regular enemies that are a little stronger. They usually have an ability. They can either summon random scares, or oh yeah, that's that pool of the toxic shit I was talking about. So that's another thing that elites can do, is just toxic. Summon random, or generate random pools of that goo. Some can generate a shield that comes and goes. Some have projectiles. Some will split into like 4 mini clones after they die. So we'll run all those. Right, axes. I wonder if they'll chop these guys up at all. So they just summoned that goat. He just summoned that little enemy, and then ran into the axe and got chopped up. I don't know. I always think it's funny when enemies get killed by traps, especially when they pop. All right, so that was a special ability. How I ran in there and thrusted forward like that. Defense. Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of that. I'm only gonna pick up things at this point that are higher than white rarity. So that's with the items, the color. You know, it's just like any other loot-based game where the colors correspond with the rarity. I honestly don't know. Shit. These ones are actually really easy to deal with. You can parry them because they all like go back and then forward, and you can parry them. But I was too busy talking and not paying attention. I don't remember what I was talking about. Oh well. Alright, let's continue. Chain of Ice, Combo Mastery, Deliverance. Okay, I pretty much grab Combo Mastery whenever it comes up, unless there's something I really want other than that. Just because it increases the combo meter, and or it increases the gains, but also increases the meter, so it's easier to increase your combo level. Oh, Vortex. Yeah, we're gonna take Vortex instead of Regenerator because the special ability is the Whirlwind, and so with the Vortex, it'll suck enemies into us while we're spinning. All right, onward. Yeah, I guess, were those in the first area, those spikes? Yeah, I don't think those were those spears that pop out. I love it when enemies walk into those. Maybe one will do that for us. Oh. Yeah, so that's all just from a parry and a counterattack. Parries are pretty strong, and this character just does a lot of, this class does a lot of just damage in general. So yeah, see I was standing over that, so that's why that like skull came up to let me know that I'm standing in poison. Decapitated. Oh yeah, that's one thing I didn't really talk about is like the dismembering. Like you can decapitate enemies and they still walk around like, you know, aimlessly. You can cut their arms off. It'll change how they attack or how they're able to attack, and take their legs off. And you know, if they have one leg, they'll hop around. No legs, they'll crawl around. It's pretty nuts. Like dismembering is definitely what you should do. I think it if you can. I don't think like this class isn't really one that really focuses on. See, the trap just took his head off. See, yeah, when they're headless, yeah, you think they wouldn't be dangerous, but I hate it because they just are so unpredictable. So yeah, those guys you can parry if you get it right, but I hate. All right, cut all our fingers off and we go away. All right, I'm maxed out. You take a little drink. Alright, what's this curse? Crushing blows. Enemies deal increased mana damage. Also deal increased guard damage. I'm not going to. But I think to win you really do need to get some curses just to get better items, but there are other ways to improve as well. But just having a good build, I think, is really what matters. I don't know. This build is pretty standard. I don't want to say this is good or bad. But you can, like any good roguelites, exploit synergies. They're not a ton of abilities, but the different classes and the gameplay itself really make up for it in this game. So I see I told you not to follow the line all the time, because yeah, I think the treasure room's down there. Was that where he came from? No, he came from that direction. Yeah, thank God for that red line. I would be totally lost without it. Alright. Berserker Rage. Yep, I think we can always use Berserker Rage. I don't like the drop in defense. Like, speed is the attribute that I kind of care about the least. I don't know if I should care about it more. Maybe I'm not very good at it this game, but I don't like that drop in defense. But I do like the increased Berserker's Rage. And like I said before, it's the abilities that matter more. Ooh, Indomitable Spirit. So that one's glowing because it's a good one. So become immune to damage briefly after taking damage. Again with the speed. Alright, well I guess we're gonna go really fast. What are our stats right now? Speed. Oh my god. I don't know if... Okay, well... What does this start with? I don't know. But yeah, I generally don't really care about speed. I think you can... I've seen these open, I swear. I don't know if it's just random or what. Okay. Scatterbrain. Oh, see, that's when I saw. That's an elite that has the shield. So basically, just get away from it. It's gone. Yeah, if you do enough damage, eventually it'll come back. Okay, so I don't know if you saw a little purple orb that came out of that body as it exploded. But that was a sinful essence that I just picked up. So my sin level increased by 1. So now you can see the attribute increases that come from just 1 sin level. Not a huge amount, but in later runs, the sin level will be pretty high. Alright, I hate this bridge. Yeah, if you fall off, you're not dead, but you lose equipment and health. But if you're good at parrying, I guess the bridges aren't too bad. But yeah, when there's a trap at one end, that's not fun. Switch weapon. Oh yeah, that was like that elite. Oh shit. Trapped him here. Okay, let's get away from all these fuckers. Alright, those spear guys you always want to parry. Unless you have a spear yourself. Their range is really big. And with most classes you'll have trouble getting close to them before and hitting them before they attack you. Alright, that wasn't too bad. Yeah, when I was early on when I was playing this game, I hated those guys for spawning new enemies, and I just like whatever. Just more enemies to kill. Do my combo meter. Okay. What do we got here? Soul Siphon, Chain of Ice, Vortex. Okay, Chain of Ice, dismembering legs may freeze nearby enemies. That's usually a good one. I don't know if this class that'll be very good because I'm just kind of popping everybody. Vortex is good. Soul Siphon's always good too, because you'll get more health and wizard oil and money. I'm not really struggling for any of that right now, so I'm gonna do Vortex because that's another great ability for this class. The berserker, I think. Berserker reach down 3. Yeah, that's. Well, actually it might be. Yeah, because the berserker rage is still be at 3, and I don't use it that much, so Quake I think would be good. Okay. Oh yeah, and as long as you don't have like a horde, you can go back to any room if you want. Like the whole map is still open. Don't run into an axe. The whole map is still open, so it's like if there's some you left behind, you can always go back and get it. Like sometimes there might be some you can't afford, or whatever. But now the door's locked, so if it's just regular enemies in the room, you can still go back and, you know, fight them wherever you want. But if it's a room like this, you gotta meet your kill quota before the door's open again. No, that's not a hard concept, but I'm trying to explain the game. So we stumble right into the axe. Yeah, kicking them into the axe is fun. And a trap kill will increase your combo meter, as will like switching weapons, as you see. Yeah, there's a lot of ways to improve your combo meter to keep it running. Yeah, this class though is not super heavy combo wise. I'll probably start using them more like when it gets harder, or like when the horde is bigger, or the bosses. But this one is more like just counterattacking, and doing the heavy attack is pretty much all you need to improve for the most part. Yeah, it's just got a shield. So that, yeah, just like that was the heavy attack. That's just a normal attack. Let's do a combo. Okay. Always make sure it grabs both of those too. Sometimes you walk by if you're a little to the right or a little to the left, it won't pick it up. Pressing flare wheels respawn all enemies. That doesn't mean all enemies. That just means the enemies that were in the room originally, I think. So it's not terrible, as bad as it sounds, but +1 item drop. Yeah, I don't know. Damage. Ooh, full utility up to 6. I'm gonna do it just because I like to increase in damage, and like I said before, I just like blowing enemies up. I'm happy. I'm gonna parry those guys. Actually, volatility might, now this is really high. We got 81% chance to explode on death explosion until 155% damage. Yeah, I think we'll keep this. Yeah. You don't have to wait for the elevator, just walk forward and fall down. Oh, okay. Yeah, this might be a fun run now. We'll see. I don't want to get too cocky. Humbled very quickly in this game. Okay, so I think there's probably a portal, yep, back here. I don't know. I don't like portals, you guys. And gals. I'm not gonna do it. There's not really any reason for me to do it. Like, I could do it to try to get rid of the curse, but it's not guaranteed. And what's more likely to happen is I'm gonna lose a piece of equipment. So, yeah, I hate those. It's basically like your kick will kick and make you jump, so there's like some platforming at it and traps and shit. I don't like them at all, but it does have some good loot, and there's like a good chance of having an altar that will take care of one of your curses. But yeah, if there's no reason to go, I don't. But I think like, yeah, I think there is like something new with the 1.0 update with Selena showing up in those. So I definitely want to try that, figure that out. Okay, Jesus Christ. So these are the bosses, long arm fuckers. Yeah, they'll spawn. Never get out of here. Remember, you got no one to hold them, no one to fold them. Walk away. See? Yeah, they have a long reach. It's usually projected pretty well, though. Alright, so that wasn't perfect. Actually, yeah, pretty close to dying there. But it's going better, pretty good, actually. Yeah, I wasn't sure how this difficulty level would translate after playing so long on the easiest one. But yeah, it just seems like the enemies are a little faster, or a lot faster, but it really, I don't know, I like it better, I guess. Oh shit. So that's one thing you shouldn't do after you kill a boss, is take a potion. Like I just did, because I just wasted a potion, because everything gets replenished when you go through the portal back to the main hub. So you gotta really fight your muscle memory and not repair. But yeah, it just kind of comes automatic as you play them, the more you play. Alright, let's see. Oh yeah, and every time you get into one of these rooms, I don't know if I said that before, there's also a whole bunch of goodies to pick up, so when you beat the boss. Luck will give me better equipment and higher chance of criticals. I do like luck more than speed, and this does kind of balance the two out a little more, so I'm gonna buy that. So what I did there is swapped out my equipment and then recycled or sold one, so that gives me some gold essence. I wasn't really explaining that. So what we see when we this screen just shows what will change with our current configuration. Since like if it's a weapon, it'll show how that weapon will swap out. So if you go between your two, it'll show the different stats and abilities, how they will change. But for items or armor, you obviously can't. If you want to compare, you just have to kind of equip and unequip it. So okay, I don't even remember what I had equip. Okay, so I had Comma Mastery. Oh, so this is the Gauntlet of Protection. So defense. So it definitely, yeah, I want the Gauntlet of Protection, just because the increase in defense. The Combat Master is really nice too. Berserker Rage -1, that's fine. So that, since this window is up, it means it's not equipped, so I had to equip it, and now I see the stats of what I just took off. So I'm gonna recycle that. That's changed a little bit with some of the updates. It took a little bit to get used to, but as I've played, I like it a lot better than how it was before. I don't even know why I'm bringing it up since you can't see it before, how it was before. So this will add Soul Siphon and kind of balance out our speed. And, well, I don't care about balancing speed and health and defense. Or yeah, defense is pretty good, but Soul Siphon is good too. Increases all the essence that we get, so vitality, mana, and gold. Indomitable Spirit. That's where it become immune to damage. Right? You have that. Whatever. I took that just because it's glowing, and I feel like I should take abilities that are supposed to be really good. All right, here we go. Back in the main area. Ooh, what's that? So if we go to our hit T to get the progress screen, see what we unlocked. Blizzard freezes all nearby enemies. So I think that just is an unlock. So when you do a combo, there's a chance that that'll be the special ability that it triggers. But if I might be wrong, so if I am, I hope somebody can just correct me. Or if I say anything else wrong in these videos, just correct me. There's really not a lot of guides for this game or a lot of resources, and that's kind of why I want to put these videos out. But I honestly don't know all of the ins and outs. Second wind. Oh yeah, so this is like a technique. Berserker, Hoarder, Struggler, Warlock. So second wind I could use, potentially get that this run, I think. But this is what I was really getting at. It's a sinful offer. You can now increase your stats in the starting area for a high cost. So that's what that totem thing is. And then we unlock the forest. So sin level, we went over that a little bit before, but this is another way to increase it. So you don't just have to kill elites to get your sin level. You can also get sin level in those challenge rooms, the platforming rooms. Sometimes there are like sin levels sitting around. Yeah, one of these days I'll go through it, but I just hate them. So I can, looks like I can get about 3. Yeah, so that put us up to sin level 8. So there's the increase to our stats so far. Really not that significant, but not nothing. It is a way to counteract, like if you're keeping an older piece of equipment because you like the ability, like that'll keep your stats going up to be in line with the area you're in. Alright, so this is, so we've got here, here, and we just unlocked this. So this is the last area to go before the Moss Sin. So yeah, let's see. Hopefully I can at least get to the Moss Sin in my first run. That'd be cool. I mean, if I could finish this run, that'd be really cool. Because that'll unlock a whole bunch of shit. So this is the hardest area. The enemies are pretty aggressive. I fucked up that berry. That one too. Okay. But yeah, those guys are really aggressive. They also lose their legs a lot, and they're kind of hard to deal with when they're just walking around as upper torsos. There's like pumpkin head dudes that can either slap you or summon those scarecrow guys, or shoot a projectile at you. There's like these walking fish lizard things. And then we have the spear guys that we know we need to avoid. There's also new traps in this area. Same strategy. Find a corner, plant yourself. Those are the pumpkin head guys I was talking about. But yeah, one thing about this area, like even though I have like that curse that makes them detect me further away, in this area they do seem to detect you further away anyway. It might just because it's more like compact, but you really always have to watch out when you get to a new area, or even you go into like a treasure room, that you're not going to get ambushed by somebody from an area that just opened up. Alright, those are the other traps. They go back and forth. They're nice because they kill a lot of enemies, so you saw I just picked up some essence, so an enemy got killed there before we got there. They do a lot of damage, so you gotta watch out for them. Regenerator, Vortex, Volatility +7. Okay, I think that's a little ridiculous. So I'm just gonna do Vortex. Vortex and Volatility I think is gonna be a pretty good synergy, because they'll pull enemies to me, and as I die they'll explode, and any enemies in the vicinity will hopefully die from the explosion. Oh, but I had to oh, only if I use this one though. I had to remember that. Yeah, heavy strike is good. I also don't care because I'm planning to use the other ones anyway. See, I'm dashing. Hey. Jesus. Yeah, so I think there's gonna be a portal in there. The only reason I think that is because of the sheer number of enemies. Ah, yeah, see, that's what I was talking about. Now these assholes from the other room, they're just like invading this. Uh-oh. Yeah, just hide them under. Shielded. Alright, there we go. I'm just looking at the abilities on those ones. Both of them were worse. So this one. Share misery. Yeah, that might, I don't know, that might be good for this run. Chain strike. Either. So yeah, one risk of going through here is if I fail, there is a chance that this weapon will go bye-bye, and I'm not willing to take that risk. Cause I think that, yeah, anytime in this area you see a bunch of gold, yeah, watch out, there's probably a trap. And those just go back and forth at regular intervals. You don't have to worry about triggering anything. Okay, that one first. This one. Shield base. Combos. Alright, so you see how much damage? I took like, lost half my health just because that fucking elite spawned right in front of me. So, like I said, this game is pretty unforgiving sometimes. Those are those fish guys I was talking about. I don't know what you call those. They look like a... Shit, it's not elite. Let's forget about my special. Yeah, that makes it easy. Luck for defense. Yeah, what am I luck? Yeah, it's like 2% chance of critical. Or increased chance. Increases chance to critical by 2%. But I don't know what the base chance is. Need more info. Oh, this would be a good spot. Those guys will be hit by that. Bye. Bye. No. Bosses aren't fused with elite enemy powers and have increased health. No. There's a chance that you'll encounter those anyway without asking for them. Oh, fucking A. Yeah, I can't. The pumpkin heads are like the ones I have the most difficulty with forecasting if they're gonna attack with a projectile or summon a minion. So that's a halberd, isn't it? Fucking A. Ah! Whoa, I'm doing shitty right now. Yeah, so I think the issue right now is I'm just not used to the timing between the easy difficulty and this one. But now those enemies in particular. But we're still standing. mean, you don't have to parry, but... Shit. Oh my god, 2 scares. Let's see. Attack melee or summoning? I don't know if you just heard that little sound like a creaking board or whatever. Like, that just means like one of my pieces of equipment are about to break, so I need to. I'm just gonna switch and repair for now. It's a sound you absolutely have to get accustomed to. Why am I going to attack that? There's absolutely no fucking reason. For a sec. Shit. Yeah, I don't know. I might not be able to finish this run the way I'm playing. Alright, looks like we missed the switch up. Fucking scared. Actually, yeah, it was all those scares that kind of threw me off. Cheat death? I feel like I should use this more. But I never do. I'm not too dumb on finding it. I'm just gonna reroll. So this right here will let you reroll your abilities for some gold. So that was already a good choice because I'm gonna use more power. Go back to my big ass weapon. We're ready for this. So that GUI symbol means you're being slowed, so that's what that elite does. It makes your movement and attack speed go slower. But it's not that hard to compensate with the parries for it, so I usually just go in and wait for them to attack me. Oh shit, gosh, I should probably... stamina. Yeah, I don't know what the trade-off, the good trade-off is. Just gonna do it. I don't care. I'm not getting rid of Indomitable Spirit. Right here, I'm gonna slapped. I was thinking, yeah, just watch this run end by me getting popped like one of the enemies. See, now this is the third area of the run. We see more elite enemies. Go that way. Oh, fuck it. Jesus Christ. Remember, be patient. Okay, what did I just say? Maybe that'll kill some of the enemies. Oh my god. Alright, well, there it is. That's my first run on 1.0. Well, that's not my first run technically. My first stream run. Well, that's first run on that difficulty level, and it wasn't too bad. I mean, I got through most of it. Alright, so my stats. But that, yeah, I don't know, like, you're probably not supposed to finish a run on your first playthrough, because, yeah, you unlock a lot of stuff to make your runs go a lot easier, so. not too bad. Just have one more area to go. Um, so yeah. Um, yeah. So hopefully I'll be posting some new videos. Yeah, I want to do my whole run through at least until I well maybe even beat the game. I don't know. I want to post videos for at least until I complete all of the unlocks. So I want to fill all this in. Streaming, and then after that I'll probably just sporadically post videos of interesting runs or as we go on to like post game content. But anyway, yeah, thanks for watching. If this game looks cool, I really hope you'll pick it up because like I say, Nicola he did just an amazing job developing this game, listening to fan feedback. It's just it's so fucking fun to play. Like I don't know if like watching it or portrays how good the game feels to play. And I think that's like really important in games. It's just feel good, like the combat feels good. Or not just combat, like anything, whatever the game's about. But this game is just, it's fantastic. I highly recommend it, and I really hope that if you're interested, you'll check out my next video. Yeah, we'll have some more stuff for my music too, so if you're into like some indie rock, check it out. Really appreciate it. But yeah, until then, take it easy.